Welcome, Godwin. I have a few questions that I'm looking forward to hearing your responses to and sharing them with the good people of Richmond Hill. First question for you, Godwin. What do you believe is necessary for the city of Richmond Hill to do to be prepared for the probable climate crisis?
Well, first of all, thank you, Marj, for the opportunity to share with you some of my thoughts to your question. Number one, I take pride in Richmond Hill. We actually developed a climate change framework. And we actually pride ourselves in working with the community as well as develop resilient Richmond Hill idea. And we actually get prices. Now, how to prepare is important. Earlier, last year, Richmond Hill Council adopted the first community energy and emission plan. One of the things I believe very strongly is that to prepare. So looking from the land use perspective, have energy efficient buildings, have green roof, and also with the particular situation that in terms of taking municipal leadership, and we should apply in the city of Richmond Hill to the Green Municipal Fund to renovate existing buildings to make it more low carbon as well as no greenhouse emission, and for new community facilities, and also take advantage to really develop to more resilient and sustainable kind of facilities. And number two, we're already in the plan of looking at how to convert the fleet of vehicles into lower emission by moving towards electrical mode. And I think one of the other things is think about things we purchase from the city, promote green technology, and also promote green economy. For dual purpose, one thing is to diversify the economy, but really prepare for climate crisis. And I think there's an opportunity for us to also think about that to, in the future, the subdivision, if appropriate, such as the Richmond Center, which is more pedestrian-friendly, walkable, so we don't really have to go to use a car. And that, in particular, I think is a possibility for us to look at the district energy kind of planning that actually make it sufficient. In fact, I've seen it work in terms of other places in GTA and also other countries. So at the end of the day, municipal leadership to ensuring that we're doing the right thing in terms of preparing for buildings, whether it's private or public. Number two, we're ensuring that we plant more trees to have clean air, as well as the water conservation to ensure both the clean water as well as the water runaway be taken care of. And I think that we really have to take a look at the whole interaction of the diverse ecosystem. And in particular, it's very important to foster the relationship and partnership with the community groups and also with the school groups. And many of them have very, very creative ideas. So we should work together in terms of preventing, also assessing community risks so that we can mitigate. And I think altogether, everyone has to do our responsibility. It's not just the government or city's job.
No, thank you. That was a very good answer, Godwin. Moving on to the second question. How would you like to see Richmond Hill strengthen our artistic community?
You know what? The Richmond Hill Center for Performing Arts is one of my favorite places in Richmond Hill. This should be, meaning that venue is particularly the artistic community that would really draw upon there to showcase either the artistic form of performances, it could be paintings, it could be other form of art performance like dance or drama, what have you. And one of the things that I think that we really have to reposition our center as the anchor for our city's arts and community. Really, this is the heart of activities whereby, such as not too long ago, the Richmond Hills Arts Council hold the a particular show there, festival, to showcase all forms of artists, talented artists with display, and also have a chance to market their goods. The other thing too is that I honestly believe that we need to have a good inventory. I don't mean just the community organization like the Arts Council, but the city. particularly with our staff, are working to really compile inventory of local artists in all forms of artistic expressions. And we then develop a calendar to help with, with the input from Arts Council or other local artists, showing over, 365 days a year, where are things going on what is going on. And I think that's helpful. The city can do that. And I think it's really showing the kind of engagement in the community to make it to be a vibrant cultural plan. We do have a cultural plan, and I think we need to really make it vibrant. And the other thing that I think that we should look the city to engage, we already did with some of the arts specialization program high school. I know for one, the Artist Mackenzie, but looking beyond that, like the Ontario College of Arts and Design University. Now, I know they're downtown, but there's some creative ways we can work together, whether through other kind of program exchange, or even have some university level programs or special interest program here to be done in Richmond Hill. And again, I offer Richmond Hill Theatre as a venue for lots of those, create a center of attraction to boosting up and make a vibrant cultural, artistic Richmond Hill.
Okay, very good. Thank you. We'll move on to the third question. You're using your whole 2 minutes, a little bit more. Third question. How best can we honor our history? Would you like to see Richmond Hill have a museum?
You know what? It's important to know our history as we move forward. And on that note, I think that Richmond Hill has this heritage center right on Church Street. I'm sure that most viewers may know where that is. That's the place have been doing it, and we can really expanding on the frequency of showcasing the past history of our local village town in our city. Now, one of the things I did recognize, Richmond Hill used to have annual spring festival. And I would like to have, for example, one of these periodic kind of showcase to show the history, the rich history and tradition that Richmond Hill Committee has been celebrating year long. And the Heritage Center is in place for that. The other thing too is that our library, public libraries, particularly Central Library, we actually have local history, particular section collection, and that's again the opportunity to collaborate together with more kind of shows or some kind of programs as well. The library, I believe they still have, at least when I was serving there, as scholars or artists in residence or historian in residence, and that would be helping to really engage people of all ages and to be really into knowing about historical aspect. The other thing I should congratulate you, Marj, and you do the speaker series. And on one of that, you can have speakers, and any other community groups or web speakers can focus on honoring, talking about history. And the other thing is we also talking about, we have really honoring our veterans. And in Richmond Hill, that we have a Royal Canadian Legion, and there's an opportunity to work with them as well. Particularly, I'd like to get also that opportunity to talk about museum. Museum can be something not necessarily, in my thinking, to just funded by public money. It could be an opportunity for us to engage places such as private organization or other places like Ontario Heritage Trust. They are already doing annual open doors, which is something that also showcase history. But for the museum aspect, I can also see the potential opportunity of providing the David Dunlop Observatory, which is already recognized, and I pushed hard back in 2017 and get recognized as in Canada's national historic site. Think about it. There may be opportunity to have not just a museum in perhaps an opportunity in a main building, although the focus in astronomy, but it can be expanded upon. And you know what? We don't necessarily have to think about just one museum. We could, well, just like when you go to the National Capital in Canada or the Washington, D.C., they have a museum for different things. So I think we should be thinking out of the box and also engage other partners.
Okay, thank you. I like that response. Question 4, how do we best build an age-friendly community?
As you know, Marj, I actually moved a members' motion back in June of 2019 of having the city to look into developing an age-friendly community strategy. And because I strongly believe in it, because if you look at the numbers, even back a few years ago, the census before last, that the members in terms of numbers of seniors over 65 is already outnumbered those 15 or younger. And in Richmond Hill, it's about 14.6% back a few years ago, now maybe around 15%, but this is a growing segment. So how do we really build an age-friendly community? I think it's important to recognize we, particularly more than ever with COVID, we realize for older adults in general, we need to promote more positive social interaction. And that helps to, not just health physically, mentally, but also other ways that I know there has been already things that having chess groups, having computer literacy, so to speak, and also promote intergenerational opportunity, linking older adults, seniors with the younger people, as well as I have been in my motion mentioned to suggest to have an advisory committee. And I'm glad actually the city are taking on to consult with the members and done in last summer and now in the needs assessment stage, because the seniors advisory committee, they are the ones knowing what the needs are in terms of services and in terms of particularly from a housing perspective, from the recreational perspective, from the support perspective. And I think the city, the way I see it, I would continue to advocate for really respecting our seniors, because it's kind of strange to say that, but they're growing segment. They are our future in that sense, because they're really a large clientele we're serving in the city. So I see the opportunity for taking advantage of intergenerational opportunity to work with the youth, with some supporting the physical and also seeing interaction, particularly on skill set. I'm talking about computer literacy, things of that nature, and the youth can learn from seniors. And we really talk about age friendly, not just seniors, but friendly places for all ages.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that answer. I knew you would have a good answer for that one. Okay. Last question. Richmond Hill is a very culturally diverse community. What do you see as the challenges and opportunities of this diversity?
The challenge is to make perhaps stronger connections among different cultural groups. I mean, there may be situations due to linguistic situations. There are situations that maybe, we just have to promote opportunity for different diverse groups to access service with the really opportunity to get people get to know each other. And after all, it's only one human race, no matter where we come from, how we look like, what the culture is. In terms of opportunities, I see an abundance of opportunities and really truly value the diversity by unleashing that the connections globally of our diverse communities from all over the world in terms of culture, in terms of other business. And I would say that if I were the mayor, then I would like to really establish and set up cultural and business ambassador to help make connection, to formalize, to have opportunity to really build upon the diverse assets that we have and capitalize on the opportunities for more cultural. We mentioned earlier on how to make our artistic community more, really vibrant. And I think that would be the different dimensions and multicultural, and more diverse and enrichment of our culture scene. And from attracting investment, economic development standpoint, it also helped to broaden our revenue base and sustain our really economic prosperity. And in particular, in the past, I've been pushing very hard to really making good use of our city language line, which in the meantime, already 200 languages that provide assistance for residents or businesses who might need it to really interact with our staff in the three-way interaction with someone who speaks a language. But the challenge is, how do you promote that to people in the community? So I would say that opportunity is for the city to really engage with the community groups as well as the business groups, because it's it creates mutual benefits in terms of building the network, and for those cultural and business opportunity I was saying earlier, as well as serving as reaching out in a more, I would say, effective way and tangible ways, without necessarily the city have to go here and there to push message out, but rather and to really truly engage and make the connection. So I see boundless opportunity to really unleash those, I would say, true value and assets of our diverse population in Richmond Hill. It's great. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you for another great answer. We'll now switch to the second part. I have 7 fun facts about the candidate questions. So I'm going to say with a smile and you can respond with a smile. First question, what is your favorite color?
Green.
Pink?
Green.
Green, sorry.
Green,
Okay.
sorry. Green.
Okay.
Green.
Green. Okay, thank you. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
You know, I have several, but I was stick with mango now because I want someone comes back.
Okay. Have you ever driven a motorcycle?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe one of these days.
Okay. Do you ever wear socks that don't match?
If I ever did, I did not notice.
Okay. What's your favorite genre of music?
I would say classical because it helps to soothe and really enjoy it. And that's one of the reasons I like, one of the things I go to this Richmond Center when there's orchestra play.
Very good. Can you play any musical instruments?
I wish I could, but I enjoy when I watch my sons play it.
Okay, very good. Lastly, do you chew gum?
I honestly don't remember ever chew gum.
Okay. Thank you so much, Godwin, for very enthusiastically participating in these series of questions. And I wish you very well with the campaign.
Thank you very much. You're most welcome. I hope that everyone will come out to vote and exercise the right.
Thank you.